So this is a $25 folio case that I found on Amazon for my 2024 iPad Pro. And this is the Apple Folio Case. So for anyone out there wondering what the differences are and if it's worth paying the Apple price, I'm going to share with you my experiences and some overall thoughts. All right, here they are right next to each other, and wow, this light gray case by ESR looks great, and it really matches my silver iPad Pro. But I have to be honest, I really love this blue jeans color on the Apple case too. They both have a very similar feeling silicone texture on the outside and this soft microfiber-like material on the inside. The weight difference between the two is pretty negligible. Honestly, I can't really feel a difference at all. The materials used for each of these cases look and feel the exact same, and really the only appearance difference is you get the Apple logo, of course, on the Apple case, and you don't have any branding on the ESR case. Other than that, they both look and feel very similar. Now, the ESR case has this extra flap, and I believe the intent of this flap is to help keep the Apple Pencil in place, and it sort of locks the case in the closed position. When I first took this out of the box, I actually found it quite difficult to open this flap. The magnets are quite strong, and I really had to dig my fingernail under one of the corners in order to get it open. And I thought this was going to quickly become an annoyance. But actually, I found that once you have the iPad in the case, and more specifically, you have the Apple Pencil attached, it really sort of helps to create this loop that you can easily slip your finger under to pry the flap open. It honestly doesn't take long for this to become second nature, and I don't see this as being a long-term issue for most people. In fact, I would consider this to be an advantage over the Apple Folio case. This flap actually does a really good job of keeping the pencil from unintentionally becoming detached from the iPad. And you wouldn't think that this is a problem that needs to be solved, but it happens more often than you would expect. Most commonly, if you are storing the iPad in a backpack or a handbag, if it rubs up against any other items, then the pencil is bound to detach from the iPad and fall to the bottom of your bag. And then, of course, when you first take the tablet out of your backpack, your heart sinks because your reaction is that you left the pencil somewhere. From a functionality standpoint, they both have a trifold cover that allows the iPad to stand in the landscape orientation. But where the Apple Folio case gets a big win is it allows you to position the iPad in 3 different tilt angles. And I've found this to be extremely beneficial because of the way that I use this device. I've found that the desirable screen angle does change depending on if you're standing versus sitting, whether you're slouched back in the couch versus sitting straight up, if you're scrolling or watching content versus being on a video call and prefer not to have the camera pointed at the ceiling. So yeah, having some adjustability here is a really big perk. Now, I did see another video that sort of explained the way that this works, which is there's some magnet strips that allow the flap to attach at different spots. And this does, to me, solve a big problem or a complaint that I've always had about these folio cases. And the ESR case just doesn't offer this functionality. So again, I see this as a big advantage for the Apple case. So that's really it as far as the differences between these two cases. They both have really great magnet strength. In fact, some advertisements show holding the case like this, and I'm not sure why you ever would, but they both indeed do keep the iPad attached. Again, they both seem to be made of very similar materials, and as far as I can tell over the past few weeks, they seem to have similar durability. Now, I have intentionally been alternating between these two cases for the purpose of creating this video, and quite honestly, I'm a bit torn. It would be a no-brainer to me if the ESR case had the landscape viewing angle adjustability, which is something that I genuinely value. And around the house, I gravitate towards the Apple Folio Case because of that. But when I'm traveling with the tablet, I definitely prefer the ESR case because I know it's going to commute better in my bag and I don't have to go hunting for that pencil when I take it out. So I don't know, I may end up keeping both, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think in the comments. If you can persuade me one way or the other, I would really appreciate it. Anyways, I really appreciate you watching the video, and let me know in the comments if you want to see any other comparisons between these two cases. But other than that, I will catch you in the next one.